you know, it's so hard to believe. My dashboard is saying 32 degrees. Anyway, come and join us as we go to St Neots Caravan and Camping Club site. Never been up here before. This will be a change. Now, to me, route is all important. There is another route that the sat-nav has taken me through. Oxford, from Swindon to Oxford, up to Milton Keynes, up to Bedford, and then on to St Neots. But the laws of probability come into effect. I mean, going across country like that, small roads and roundabouts and stuff, versus larger roads with more room, well, it's a bit of a no-brainer to me. And especially if you got like services and you need to stop anyway. I mean, when are you going to do that on A roads? And as suspected, nothing to report on the way up, but that's just the way we like it. But the ending is exactly the same anyway, because you join on the same bit of road, look. Now, looking at the map, we're just left of Cambridge, and actually the site looks like it's very close to a river, look. Now, the route to the site is very interesting. I mean, obviously it's fairly straightforward up until this mini roundabout, but then when you take a left, you then start getting parked cars and thin roads. Now, at this point, I'm looking up sat-nav, not the one for the car, the one for the caravan, as there are no signs. But so I turn right, what looks like a housing estate, and then I miss this little brown sign just high up on the right hand side, out of view, and actually take a trip round the housing estate. Luckily it's a square, and I come all the way back down this road. Not really suggested with an 8-metre caravan on the back. This time I know where the sign is and turn right down that road. I'm sorry about the creaking from the tow ball head. Yes, it's on my list of jobs to do, but we just got back from France. I think I'll just have to put up with people staring and looking at my caravan. Anyway, on the end of this video, I'll put a thumbnail up so you can see what we do to address how we clean those friction pads. But as you can see, going back to this entrance, there is a car park. I'm guessing the river's on the other side of the road, and a bit of a chicane and a very thin road, which is why you don't come early. Now, the time now is about 1:10, so we're okay to come in, but there's a queue. And because this is a CCC site, they actually escort us to probably a couple of choices in my case. Get ready for the creaking. Anyway, the reason why we're up here is to come and see my brother, which is about 20 minutes away. And looking at this site, it's actually quite big, with an awful lot of people on it, considering the fact that it's actually out of term as well. So no kids. But the weather forecast is quite good. Hey, perhaps the old age pension cheap rates start now. Perfect. And then after some more embarrassing creaking, yeah, I know, I must get it sorted. I think the sooner I get this back, the better, especially after I've announced myself to the rest of the campsite that I'm here. Finally fixed that, by the way. So they had it in for some of the snagging, but all of it, perfect. Straightness, look at that. Very straight in. Pitch marker. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? Now, the site itself looks a little bit complex, but probably best seen from the air. Now, the campsite is that one on the right hand side, about 3 o'clock-ish, but right the way around it is St Neots itself. So let's just pop over to the site and zoom in a little bit. And so as you can see, you enter at 12 o'clock, where there is one block, which is your check-in, toilets, cleaning, etc. And then there's another one in the centre of the screen there. And then, as usual, it's one way all the way from 3 o'clock down to 6 o'clock, around to 9 o'clock, and then back out up to the building at 12 o'clock. Now, if we follow St Neots around and the river, we can see actually that there's an awful lot of barges coming through there because there is a lock down the end there, and that's also where, if you read the reviews, where the local pub is that you can walk to from the site. Now I actually went round on my bike as well. I'm just going to go across this bit of field because this is the beginning of it over here. You can ride in through people's pictures actually, because there's more pictures on the over here on the left hand side. It's a bit lumpy. And as you can see, straight to the River Ouse, launch points, and your caravan pictures could be just there. How cool is that? Oh, some much wildlife, look. Little swannies. They like that. Yeah. I'm just going to pull over here because there's our caravan over there. With the paddleboard, look, because guess what? I should be going in there. And so there we have it, bike back on, paddleboard to ready, let's get changed. Now then, when it comes to paddleboarding, you're supposed to get yourself a British Waterways licence. No, it's not British, we might say it, but it's not. So it's an English only Waterways licence. What this allows you to do is use any of the canals and rivers within England at your will. And the one I have also provides insurance if I was to hit another vehicle or another vehicle was to hit me. And now there is a separate licence for Wales, and Scotland has this roaming thing, which means you can go anywhere whenever you want and for free. Now, although this does not apply to the sea, there are no rules there.
You may be wondering where I am, but during this week I was working for a few days. I took the train up to join Steve, and so we decided to do a walk, sort of paddleboard thing, to the pub, which you saw in the drone footage down the end of the canal. Well, not really the end, but our end. So I'm on the riverbank, Steve's on the water, and off we go.
Now, if you were walking directly, it'd probably take about 15 minutes-ish to get from one end to the other. But you know us, we'd like to stop and have a look at the scenery as we go. And would you believe it, we even see, well I do, fish. Well, that's a good thing to see in our polluted waters. Well, they are not up here anyway. Look. That's beautiful, isn't it? Swan, right?
I think I tried to get it.
There's a bit of a weir over there.
And when we get down there and have a good look around, have a good look at the lock and the swans and the surrounding area and the pub, we make a reservation for later on to enjoy some really good food and good service.
Well, that's left on the river. I wonder what Wright will offer.
Now, we really like this site. It's quite large, grassy, with good facilities and, you know, quirky and pretty areas. We found that the toilet facilities were absolutely fine. They were kept clean and all up together, although we tend to use the shower in our caravan now. Some of the pitches were a little bit unkempt, and we did notice that the electrical hookups were high up, so we guessed that this site is prone to flooding, which would make sense given that we're right next to the river. Also, being right next to the river means that some people clearly come here to enjoy water sports, they even bring boats. And you have to remember that this is a public footpath along the side of the river, as well as being the boundary to the site, and you're not supposed to fish, but clearly some people can't read the sign.
Yeah, but you are presented with some glorious views. Torrential rain. No signal on the satellite either. Well, Well, now that storm's out of the way, so I go the other way on the paddleboard. And just after these barges, I wish I had a house just like the one that we're about to see. Talk about a fixer-upper. I mean, look at the size of this. There's a double garage, and just round to the left there's a massive garden. But fabulous. Just fabulous, isn't it? What a place. Your own launch point as well. So obviously going in the direction of St Neots itself, I'm bound to pass a marina, and there's the main bridge. But just look at this place on the right. This is not somewhere you quite fancy having somewhere, nice cosy lunch or dinner, overlooking the river. Fabulous, wasn't it? Now I don't know that I was expecting to see a caravan on the river. But why not? House, caravan and boat. But that's it. This is the end of our holiday, so we just get back, pack everything up, and we're off.
So here we are, just on a week in St Neots, a sort of Cambridgeshire, Bedfordshire area. So what do you think, Steve?
Well, I think it's probably one of the hidden little secrets, actually. It's, in my view, quite a good site. Very, very popular though. It's really busy, even though it's September, isn't it? So out of high season.
Yeah, it was during the week. It was steady, and then suddenly really busy, and all the grass pitches were full, weren't they? Not just the hard standing.
Well, the claim to fame is being right on the river Ouse, and you are literally right on it. Right?
Yeah. There's loads of activity from canoeists, paddleboardists, little boats. All the time. Loads of swans as well.
Word of warning about the Indian restaurant, which is nearby. Very expensive.
Yeah, and don't forget to ask for discount. Just ask for discount wherever you are. Make sure you've got your card with you. The worst thing that can happen is there isn't any.
One of the reasons why we picked that one is because there's a caravan and motorhome club site not too far either, but that was more expensive by quite a bit. So no reason why not to, or just take the cheap option. Why not?
Yeah. The entrance into the site, if you read the blurb on the website, it says it's narrow, so don't arrive before 1. I didn't think that was an adequate description. Do you, Steve?
No, not really. It's very narrow in certain places.
The thing is, it's through a housing estate, and it looks like you're driving through a park. So there will always be residents' cars all the way down one side of the road. That's what makes it challenging, and that's why you definitely shouldn't get there before 1, because there's no chance of backing up easily, is there?
No, absolutely not.
But all in all, we were okay with it. We liked the site. Toilets and facilities were really clean.
Yeah, good week away. Can't complain about the weather.
No, absolutely not. I think one day of rain.
Yeah, just one day. You do it.
So all that leaves us to say is like, subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
You didn't say ring the bell.
Oh, we'll ring the bell. See you next time.